This is Calamus Marks the Spot. I'm Calamus, middle-aged Southern crafty mom from the South.
And I'm Liv, a younger asthmatic girly from the city. And this is a mental health podcast from the South to the city, where we talk about our trips, experiences, and religion. And it will be full of triggers. And today, your Calamus
is okay. So I keep my kiln where I make my pottery, my crafty pottery, at a building that is basically abandoned, right? Because we're in the process of selling it. So it's literally the only thing in it is my kiln. That's it. So it has been snowing here and we can't go out in the snow. So after the snow, I go there. And I noticed when I pull in the driveway that my dirt permit for doing the construction is in the window. And I was like, that's weird. Okay. Keep going. I go in the back door, open it up, and I see that the doorway has been blocked. Someone has put up a door in the next doorway.
Excuse me.
And I know somebody's not in here. So I put my stuff down and I go to this door that they put up, right? And in my mind, it was like a Jackie Chan high kick. And I tore down like I was a DEA agent. And it's not really a door, but I still kicked it where the door handle would be because I was like, oh, I was so mad. Kicked it down. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm going to shoot you when I get in here. But I have forgot my gun. There was a man sleeping in there. He had started a fire in my kiln using my permit and all my plans that cost hundreds of dollars to copy. Yes, all my ceramics, all the little things that I have to buy to like check the temperature and stuff, burnt. He tried to burn. Oh my God. But first, I didn't see all that. First, I just saw him, right? It's his radio plugged into my power. You have a radio? So then I start going through the rest of the house because he's like blocked all the doors off, like for privacy and stuff. And I'm just going through, kicking down doors. Not even thinking, like, what if there's 10 people in this room? Like, what am I going to do? No, I'm kicking down doors. One door down so hard that the other door came down. I wish I had video because I'm sure it's just like an angry Karen at the store, but I felt like a ninja.
Jackie Chan. Oh my God. No, so dangerous.
I must have not been too scary because he took his sweet time packing his shit up.
Sure, your little pocket-sized self is not as scary as you want to be.
I called the police and they finally came. But I mean, what are you going to do? He's a homeless man. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
No, but he burnt like $5,000 worth of stuff there.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you have to re-get all of those permits and stuff?
Yeah. And I have to get recopies of all those plans. Fortunately, I just so happened to have an extra set because you're supposed to keep them all on site. And I had an extra set that I was letting somebody else look at, and I have that. Otherwise, I'd be SOL.
Oh. Okay, are you getting locks on that door, on that building?
I had locks on it. He left his burglary tool, which I'm not giving back. He had a little he chiseled open the window.
Oh, his burglary tool.
Yes.
I know
you have his burglary tool, his Polar Pop soda, and his latex glove.
Disgusting.
Okay, so then he finally starts slowly walking out with all his stuff. And do you know what he had the nerve to say to me? You should clean this place up. I was like, that's it. So I was going inside to get the broom and I was just going to start beating him with it. You know that I bought that broom at the Dollar General. And I know that other people who live in my house may have tried to beat other people with the broom and it doesn't work well. So I thought there's just no point.
You already know it's just a threat.
So then when I went inside to get the broom to beat him with it, that's when I saw that he had burned all my stuff.
So inconsiderate, and they're going to tell you to clean up around here.
So mad.
Rude,
So
rude and disrespectful.
very. And now I have to go like 3 or 4 times a day just to be like, I brought my gun this time.
Yeah, do you have to fix the window?
No, he was very polite and did not break it. He just jimmied it open. So that was
Thoughtful.
nice that he didn't do that too. Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid. Whoa, scary.
Yeah.
At least you're an independent woman knocking those doors down. I would have liked a head cam. Your little legs.
In my mind, it was like a Jackie Chan Matrix.
Doing a cartwheel to the next door.
Wait till you see me kick a door in.
Yes. Oh my god. It's your new skill. Entrepreneur, door kicker.
Yeah, you never have too many skills. Never.
Never. Never.
But it was, I should have, next time I'll think it through a little bit better.
Yeah, that is very sus and a little scary, sketchy going in there without your gun that you have on you.
Yes, but at the time I was mad enough. I felt like I could have ripped his face off. Like I wanted him to try it.
Try me one time.
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, maddest that he had his radio plugged in.
Using your power. Well, this morning I locked myself all the way out of my new apartment.
I love the color of your room.
Oh, thank you. I painted it and I'm done painting. My career of painting is over after this. But thank you. I really like it too. It's very zen. It's cute, matching my pink aesthetic. I'm into it. Makes me feel a lot better. And it doesn't have any rats here, so that's really nice.
Oh, always a plus.
Always a plus. My old place had the rats, and my dog was too old to see them and left his food around, and so they would collect it and stow it in my lazy boy, which they chewed the wires of. It was just getting classier by the minute.
Yeah.
So we're out, we're better, we're recovering. It's been a hot mess. Learning about the new handle here. You can lock it from the inside, but the handle still turns. So that when you go on the outside, you forgot it's still locked and you locked yourself out in your robe. So that was the whole thing, and recovering and healing from that also.
Okay.
But maybe some things we haven't recovered or healed from is what did you say?
I said that was such a great transition.
Thank you very much. Our parental alienation and our personal experience.
Speaking of parents who lock us outside.
Emotionally and physically.
Well, but we've had different kinds because you had the parental alienation from one of your parents, like one of your parents causing it to the other parent. That had nothing to do with religion. That was just
parent psychosis. Yes.
And then also from the religion. You also had that was forced from the religion. So you got all of it. That's not fair.
Yeah, some people call it well-rounded. No, it's truly not fair. And we're happy that I'm still a positive person because.
Which do you think one was worse than the other?
I think that the psychosis version is worse because religion, there's at least a map, a roadmap. You can at least know, like, you're going to get told on, you're going to have to talk to these people if you do these things. Psychosis, you don't know when it's coming, where it's coming from, what the reason is. And being a child, you have no idea what the parents have talked about. And this is a big thing I've realized recently with talking to my dad is his his uh his side of all of this, his perspective is like literally has no idea, sitting on hope and a prayer, um like had no idea. And so then my perspective is like those things were never in the cards. Your version of like, oh, we're gonna wait till you guys get your own life and come back and figure it out. It's like that's not where this could ever have been going. But how could I know that that's what you feel? And how could you know that that's how we feel when we were younger? If we would have told anything that was like happening or how we felt about it or our side of anything to the parent that was honest and cared a little, he would try to be a good parent and tell my mom. And then it would get warped and worse and tangled up so bad that, like, no, of course, we're never telling you what's going on. So I just
For
did.
sure. But I think that your dad is an extremely innocent person. Like, I don't think he had any experience with people who had mental illness. I don't think he knew there were people who would do things like that to you. Like, I don't think that was even
Absolutely.
in his mind.
No. And I knew that right off the bat because when the first time I talked to him in 13 years, I was like, yeah, I had to go through childhood trauma counseling. And he was like, I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. And I was like, so blessed. He's too blessed to stress. So I was just like, oh, this is gonna have to be an in-person conversation. I can't explain this over the phone. So yes, you are totally right. He truly has no experience even having to watch his back with any of this
Yeah,
stuff.
no. Which tells me I've never met his wife. But she must be a very good person because otherwise she would have just taken advantage of him too. She could have just done whatever. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yes. And that's what I told him this last time I went to dinner with him. I was like, and she was probably like a really great stepmom because the nice things I remember about her, they were so sweet, inclusive, thoughtful, like based on things we actually liked. She was noticed and give advice and like suggestions. And I'm like, she probably was such a nice person. And he's like, she tried really hard. And I'm like, yeah, she probably did. And it went unnoticed and actually criticized every day. And so everything is
She
just
did
like,
also turn you in.
what?
So, but then she did also turn you in all the time.
No, like, I can't wait because my brother is. Okay, here's my wholesome update.
Okay.
So I went and I told my brother that I'm going to go talk to my dad and tell him to block my mom because there is no reason to have contact with your husband, your 3 husbands ago, ex-husband. I think that's
You're thrice.
your thrice ex. That's the limit. Cut him off. And he
Yeah.
just was like, I kept you guys on because you were on my insurance until you're 26. Girl, that was 3 years ago for my youngest brother. Okay. And he goes, yeah, but I never heard from her again. So I just didn't think about it. And like I said earlier, his world, his perspective, he's just living his world. He's waiting for us to grow up, have our own life, maybe our own kids. So we realize maybe what happened and reach out. And I was just like, listen, that sounds really nice. That's not in the cards for us. We were never going to do that. We were sitting around saying, he doesn't care about us. Why doesn't he talk to us? We didn't know you. You didn't know us. There was nothing. So because of my mom's manipulation and weaselly ways. So,
Mm.
um, so I said, okay, there's no reason to talk to you. And I made this up myself, but it seems pretty accurate. If you have mental health issues, a lot of times you can be stunted at that age that the trauma starts happening, right? So
Mm.
like your problem solving skills, your panic, your stress, your fight or flight, it's at that age in your head. So not rational. If you don't work on that, I believe you start regressing once you get older, because what have you learned? Shit about fuck? Nothing. So I'm like, there is 3 children living together now. My mom, my sister, and my brother. So like she's regressing already in her 60s. Like what problem solving skills has she figured out? None. Nobody's helping each other over there.
Mm. She hasn't. I don't think she's progressed. I mean, her problem solving skills are like epically bad.
Uh,
Like, like, like if you were like, okay, here's 10 choices. From one a good idea to 10, this is a bad idea. She'd be like 11. You know?
no. Yes, I have an even better idea. What if we do 10 plus something else? And I have a secret idea. I'm telling you. So it's like, so I told him that. I was like, I think you kind of regress if you don't work on it, or like have accountability, or like understand that you need to be a better person at all.
Recognize it, acknowledge it. Yeah.
Anything. Then you just start your intrusive thoughts take over, I'm pretty sure. So I was like, you need to block her on your wife's phone, your son's phone, your LinkedIn. Like there needs to be no contact. And then you can talk to your sons, because your oldest son is ready to talk to you. And so he was like, yeah, I just didn't think about it. I'll do that. I want to do that. And I was like, okay. And then he's telling me all these crazy things she was telling him when they were getting divorced. Like, I'm going to win. And he's like, it's a competition. And she's like, no, I'm going to win. I'm going to take the kids and you're going to lose. And I'm going to be the best friend and you're going to be the bad parent. So I'm like, oh, good. So yeah, he had no idea who he was messing with. He didn't even know what that meant. No. And so also, I want to just make a little note that he let it slip, that he let his youngest daughter join a extracurricular activity,
Oh my God.
gymnastics, when we were specifically scolded not to do that. So I let that one slide.
Do you know?
Hmm.
Do you know how long she got to be in it?
No, I didn't want to open that wound. I was already there on business. I was like, oh, we can't get sidetracked.
You didn't want to be like, oh, you let her be in gymnastics.
Great. I want to go back to my stunted 14-year-old real quick. So,
Now back to childhood trauma therapy.
speaking of, yeah. And so then when I got home, my older brother has never made a plan to see me so fast in his life. So he was actually very excited to hear about it. And
Okay.
then he was like, I'm going to tell them exactly how I feel. And I'm like, good, they're ready. And he was like, I know that our mom like tainted a lot of stuff, but it doesn't make an excuse for what they actually said. And I was like, I don't know what it is, but I want to be there for it. I can't wait to hear what you know, because I forgot everything. What?
This is gonna be some crazy shit. I mean, this is there is just no telling.
There is no telling. And so I'm just gonna, this is how I'm gonna approach it. We'll go down to Tucson and I'll say, you guys, I can just drop you off and you can have dinner with him, so you can like get it all out and feel comfortable. And then I'm hoping he'll say, no, you come with me. It doesn't matter. I don't care. You can hear it. And I'll be like, he'd probably be sitting there crying.
And then if he doesn't say that, then you'll just have to get one of those like glasses and nose and just walk back to the restaurant
with my menu.
Yeah.
Now we know people, when I stare at people, they can feel me. So I gotta watch it. Put some sunglasses on.
You have to put your energy shield on. So
Yes. Oh my God. I have to talk to my medium about that and be like, how do I lower this intensity? Woo.
but you're
So,
you'll have to get one of those ear things because you're really deaf. So there's no
oh
way.
God, I'm gonna be at the next table and be like, wait, can you talk a little louder? Louder. Go. Stop it. Yes. So that is, I thought I had for a second kind of like discouraged about it. Like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's right for them to see each other, talk to each other. And now I'm like, oh, it's on. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Um, but
Do
yeah,
you think? Do you have any interest in meeting his wife?
yes. I would now. I would love to meet his wife because she would tell me some details.
I would just like to meet her to see what kind of, I mean, just to meet her. I mean, I would be super interested because
So
I've
yeah,
heard the Dragon Lady story. So I would,
and I would
well,
take a picture of us and send it to you so you could see. But yeah, and like because the memories, yeah, stopped at 18 and they were so warped. And so I imagine that when I first see her, it'll be like flooding back all the emotions. And then, and also, like, would she feel that way when I'm talking? You know, like, is it like triggering? But I don't fucking know anything.
video.
Yes. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I would actually like to meet her because I think she's rational and honest and I obviously has more details than a boy. Like my
Yeah.
dad, you know, he doesn't he would so many questions I've asked him over the last year and a half have been like, I don't know. I didn't know. I had no idea. And you're just like, none. So that's what I would like to hear.
How old is his daughter now?
I'm pretty sure she's gonna be 20.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. And so I would hope that the first time my stepmom comes with him, it's without the daughter so I can get some dirt still.
Yeah, for sure.
But eventually, the cute big picture would be my younger brother and uh my younger half sister on his side, and everybody goes to dinner all together.
Yeah.
Because that would be adorable. And my younger brother is just like happiest, go luckiest, sweetest, positive, like could fit right in. It would be fine. But also, I have a small suspicion that if she meets us, either even just me or just my older brother, she would probably be like, "That's too much cursing for my daughter."
Oh, yeah.
So, but it's a dream, and where did this even come from in the beginning? Just
Maybe
like
you
a
guys can just go for like coffee so that you have less time to cuss.
no, I know, and really, I think it's just me. I think I'm the problem, but because of the psychosis part of everything, the religion was like a joke. It just seemed like a joke.
To me, I could understand it coming from the religious side until I had children. And then when I would had children, I was like, what? What are y'all doing? But I have to say that as early as probably 11 or 12, I knew that the disfellowshipping part was the deal breaker for me. That was not like I don't know. I guess everybody that was the deal breaker for me that I was not going to do. Even though I tried really hard after that, but that was it for me. So that could have something to do with it too. But I just can't imagine. I can imagine turning your kids away, and see that's such a. I can imagine turning your kids away, like if you had to because they were like really bad on drugs or something like that to help them, which I guess is what they felt like they were doing to us.
Yeah, I guess that's how they
They
phrased
were
it.
helping us. it just wasn't logical to me. It was way less logical to me after I had kids.
And what do you mean the getting kicked out did it for you?
I remember someone got disfellowshipped, and I remember sitting there thinking, "This is the stupidest thing to do." If because I, of course, everybody knew why they were getting
Yeah.
disfellowshipped, and I thought, if that's really what happened, they need friends. They need us to help them. This is not what they need. And I just remember thinking that then, and I always thought, um, when that happened, and even I was at a congregation where somebody uh, like wrote the letter themselves to disassociate themselves. And like I saw her out in public later, and I was like, "Hey," and she's like, "You're the only person that's spoken to me." It's like, you're at your job. Once I'm going to speak to you, you're doing your job.
Yeah.
What do you do? Ask for somebody else to come help me? Like, and she said that other people had been there and would refuse to do business with her.
Now, are we allowed to know what that person got disfellowshipped for? That you thought that they needed your help and family?
It was a girl who had slept with somebody, but like she didn't have any friends in the congregation. So of course she went somewhere else to find friends. Like, duh.
Yeah.
Everybody, nobody would hang out with her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you think she would
And
do?
so she gets disfellowshipped. Yeah. No, so yeah. Mm-mm.
But both my parents are together, so they never tried to turn me against the other one.
That's true.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do they try to turn you against each other, your siblings?
Your mom tried to turn me against one of them, but
Ah,
my parents tried to.
not my mom meddling in everyone's family. What happened with that?
Told me that my dad cheated on my mom one time, like one time he got like on a health kick and went to the gym a whole bunch, and he found a girlfriend and cheated on my mom. Then I was like, what's the purpose in telling me? Like,
Yeah.
and
And then
what do
what?
you want me to do about it? Like, that was 20 years ago and not my business. I don't think.
And so was that was probably her like, you should hate all dads and men, all men and dads are terrible.
Yeah, well, I think it was more like, I don't know why my mom is still with him. He did because, misery loves company.
Ma'am, that's her motto. That is her motto.
So, because she would always be real jealous because my mom didn't work full time.
And
And
that's her dream.
she doesn't have to work. I'm like, she kind of doesn't.
Stay married. I don't know. Also learned that my mom was married 2 more times than you even know about.
And I can't wait to get this verified.
Verified.
Because I asked my mom about it, and she said, was she drunk when she said that? I don't know. I'm
Either
just
which way.
along the information. She was like, she was not. I was like, well, it's possible, and you just don't know. And she was like, I don't think so. So,
Well, we do
I
know she
agree.
fabricates stories.
Well, this is true, but I don't know how to pull the records. I'll pull the record.
Pull the records. Get the records. Absolutely, these need to be pulled. Oh my God. So you're trying to tell me you had no parental alienation?
Not from my parents to like for each other towards me. Yes, I think I always cut off contact with them when I stopped being involved with the church. So I guess it was more me, but I just didn't like what there gets to a point where what do you want to say? There's no conversation to have. You know what I mean? Like,
Now,
yeah,
would
no, I
they
don't.
like bring it up to you a whole bunch and like preach to you?
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's like there's nothing for us to say, so there's no point in us having a conversation. And when I was younger, of course, there was a lot of shame. with it. You're embarrassed and you didn't want to do that. But I think probably the longest I've ever been is maybe 5 or 6 years without speaking to him.
Mm.
Then we would get back in contact here and there. Maybe
Okay, so I
16.
got 2 good more years.
Yeah, for sure. And I always had to be in therapy anytime I wasn't.
Yeah, for sure.
And people make you write letters and not mail them. Do you know how many letters I had?
Oh my God.
Probably a lot.
Probably a whole book. Yeah. I wrote a letter and burned it, and that was exciting.
Did that make you feel better?
A little.
Okay.
She videotaped it. That part didn't make me feel great.
No.
I wish it was a private. I wish I could lose it in my memory like a normal memory. But now it's videotaped, so it got burned into my memory.
Well, maybe one day you should just break into a house and burn somebody's stuff. And that will make, maybe he was working through childhood trauma and I should have been.
And now look. That's why he said you need to clean this place up. It was not a healthy healing place. Oh my God. So there was a time when I was in trouble because I had sex in the church, and then no, of course not. The squares, no. The way I tried to throw myself at those religious boys, and they said, "Get off my lap." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So outside the church, got in trouble inside the church.
Gotcha.
Was homeschooled, and then snuck out and got caught. So I was no longer a good influence on the church kids, and the worldly kids were not a good influence on me. So your girl was isolated as fuck.
You're alienated from everybody. Gotcha.
From the whole world. Luckily, it was only for about 6 or 7 months.
Good.
Yeah, but it was because it was right before I turned 18. So they would call the police on me if I ran away. So that wasn't logical. So I just had to sit at home and not cry in front of anybody or in my room because I was pouting and I needed to be helpful. So,
nice.
What?
You did like a practice COVID.
I fucking did. And that's why the first time I had to go to therapy was during COVID, because it was giving PTSD and not because I thought I was going to die from a virus.
They didn't even have like Instagram then. What did you do?
I finished my homeschool in 6 months. I finished 3 years in 6 months. Okay? And I didn't even cheat because I wasn't even allowed to use the computer. Okay? I read textbooks. And I don't know if that was during that time. No, it wasn't during that. I was literally not able to do nothing. So at those times, I kept a journal, but it was about this big. And I would draw calendars in it, marking off the days until I was 18, because I was like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. I read a lot, probably drew a lot, and I planned my Coachella trip on the back porch. And so a secret Coachella trip after I turned 18. But those journal entries, I can only imagine, because now I can't fucking remember. I just remember a little bit of feelings and maybe a sentence or two of what I wrote down. But I didn't feel comfortable even, doing a full journal entry, like explaining everything, because I obviously everything gets taken away from me. So it's going to get caught. We're going to get confiscated.
Somebody's going to read.
Yeah. So they were like,
your journal in code.
They were literally like bullet point entries, vague. I honestly, I wish I kept them, because it would be like slam poetry at its OG finest, where you're actually slamming someone's character.
It was hostage poetry.
Oh no, literal hostage poetry. I feel like it was actually so good. And like just like mature for what was happening. And like I stopped learning in 8th grade. So like but I could not, after I moved out, I couldn't even open that book. You know what I
I,
mean?
yeah, I
And
bet.
I wish I kept it so bad because there's no chance of me keeping it. But that is what I wish I had that I didn't throw away. And then after that, I just kept throwing everything I would write down away. And so just this last 2 years, I finally kept them. And I reread them a bunch because it was actually helpful because I had an end date because I'm a consenting adult now and I'm not trapped. So it was
Okay.
like motivation to like keep going and do it. But I was giving, it wasn't Stockholm syndrome because I wasn't loving it. I just kept getting myself trapped.
Gosh, that is crazy. I did not realize it was that long.
Yes,
That's
because so it was basically like when I turned 16 that I got in trouble. And then my mom moved to Phoenix from Tucson. And and then I was in trouble there. And we got a new church. And she immediately told everyone I was a slut and not to trust me. And then she calls up my manager at Baskin Robbins and tells her I'm a slut and not to trust me. And luckily, she was my friend, and she told me her name was Magdalena, and she was like 4'9", cake maker, and she was so sweet. And she literally was like, "This is what your mom called and said," and I'm like, "I'm really sorry she said that." What?
what? Was she afraid you were gonna, I don't know, do it in the cooler?
I have no idea. So then no one in the new church was allowed to be my friend after 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
why are we even going? And then and then oh, I got caught at a party because I was with one of them at the church. She was so should never have trusted her. Her grandparents came and busted the party. So I got in trouble. And then it was over. And she was treating me so horribly. Like I opened my mouth and she just like, just get the fuck away from me. Everything you do is wrong. So then I started working out a lot. I think I was running and like working out. I was doing Tai Bo.
Oh, a bow.
Not Tai Bo. And I have pictures from that time, and my room is a mess. But my brain was a mess.
Yeah.
And so it was a hot mess. But I started drawing, and she would always say what a good drawer I was, and then degrade me and all the rest of them. And I was like, and so then it got so bad that I just was like, I'd rather go live with my dad in the religion, in the cult. Please let me go. She's like, good, fine, go. So I called up my dad and I'm like, hey, can I come live with you? This is really horrible. So then I tell him all the things that was happening. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. This happened to you. This is so horrible. I'm so sorry. Like, whatever you need, blah, blah, blah. I get caught doing something bad. And then he's like, oh, you are a horrible child. Now you can't have anything. And you have to memorize scriptures from the Bible now. So back at it.
You still remember any of them?
John 3:16. No, that's all I got. It's gone now. That was the scripture though. In the beginning, God sent his only begotten son. Nope.
Is it? I think it is. For God to love the world. Yeah. Is that it?
Gotta be.
I don't know. I can't remember because isn't there a wrestler that does something with it too? So I don't get it messed up.
No, but there were so many scriptures I was supposed to remember, and I just had to get that one. And I know the lady that was, what was it, Bible study or whatever.
Yeah.
I know she felt so bad for me because she was, I can't imagine she was even in her late 30s. And so she just was like, we have to do this. And I'm like, I'm just probably so sad. Just like, yeah, I get like, I can't imagine that was good. That was a heartwarming, heartfelt, wholesome thing.
She was counting her time. She probably counted it as time and a half or double time because it was a
Oh,
difficult study.
oh,
Don't
oh,
worry.
oh, yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah, then when I did my time, I moved out and they're like, don't forget about us, but you can't bring anything because we bought everything for you and it's ours. And then my mom became my best friend and helped me do everything just so she could get that money.
Well, I mean, she did give you all your life skills. Let's not forget
Oh,
about that.
all the necessary tools not to do something
That's
that
right.
she wouldn't do.
Yeah.
I love that lady's toolbox.
Did you bring it this time on this move?
Yes, but I organized it now. Somebody just told me that I am so organized, and I was like, I think I've healed. If you've said that about me, I think I've healed.
I got more work to do.
Looks around the room. Don't worry about any of this pile, though. I'm moving.
Got it. Got it.
Mm-mm.
All right. Are you ready for your lives loose lips?
Well, now I got on this app. It's a very sex positive app, and I matched with this boy. His name was Aladdin.
Okay. Can I tell you this before we say this? I'm glad you called him Aladdin because a lot of times when I watch 90 Day Fiance and they always meet with somebody named Aladdin, they pronounce it Aladdin, and that's not correct.
No,
We're not.
no. Who in the fuck? Aladdin? No. Can I get an origin?
Okay, go ahead.
No, it's Aladdin.
Yeah.
And he showed up and he had dark hair and lighter eyes and an accent. And now I sometimes I'll like see some horoscope or astrological signs things on social media, the memes, not the real whole reading thing. And it says the Pisces are super gullible. And I hate that.
You know what? My Pisces child, super gullible.
Damn it.
Super gullible.
So this one really hurt because I saw it and I was like, come on, I'm not super gullible. I've made it this far doing pretty good, but I've been juked a few times. So he has an accent, and of course he's like trying not to have an accent, so you don't really know where it's from. Is it what was giving?
That's what you thought.
Yes, I have spoken to a lot of people with accents, and you usually can pick up where it's coming from, right?
Right.
So this boy was trying to mask it, short sentences. Now, I'm not trying to date him, just trying to figure out if we was a good suitor for the evening.
Yes.
And he showed up late and then, lots of charming things. Now, as I'm saying this, I can see it. Okay. so, so I'm really upset that I'm really gullible. And, earthquake. And so it was lovely. And he said he was Italian from Italy, and his parents, blah, blah, blah. His dad passed away. And he was calling me Italian girl, and it was this whole thing. And then he said he was a pilot, and his picture on there was like in his little pilot suit. And whatever. I don't really care.
Just the hat.
What?
Just the hat or the whole pilot suit?
Actually, no hat, just
Oh.
suit and aviator glasses.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm not trying to worry about where you work. I really don't fucking care, right? Like,
right.
You could work at McDonald's.
Swipes, we're good. Let's go.
Literally. Okay. So it was great. It was a fun date. Whatever. I was horny. So we went home together. It was fine. Lovely. We go on. Yeah, we went on that date. I don't know if. Oh, okay. So then the next time he just came over And then he saw all my Taylor Swift stuff and he's like, oh my God, I just actually was at the Super Bowl last year and I got to be on the floor, on the ground after they won. And I saw them, they were so close. And he shows me a video of them. And he's like, I could take you to Taylor Swift if she ever goes to Vegas, which she's not because she's almost done with her tour at this time. And so I was just like, well, that's fucking exciting. Great. He wants to take me to Vegas, whatever. Telling me stories about Vegas, going to Penthouse, whatever. Then I find that he is on Are We Dating the Same Guy, which is a Facebook page that all girls go on and you can get the tea from girls. So I'm just scrolling and I see him and he had mentioned it one time, was like, yeah, my friend, she's always says that if I'm ever on there, she'll let me know. And I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. And then I saw it and it said that he took her on vacation, couldn't pay, owes her money, all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, haven't gone on vacation, don't have one planned. He's paid for dinner, so it's fine. I guess I don't really care right now, but I'll look out for it. Then we go on another date and I was so mad at myself. He kept saying, I'm there, I'm walking in, I'm parking, I'm coming for 30 fucking minutes. And I should have left at 15, but I didn't have that like boundary already set in my head. And he just kept saying, I'm here. And so I'm like, yeah. So I was super pissed. And so then we did it. And I was like, that wasn't even that great because I'm just like so irritated with you. So I should have known then too. And my medium told me later, quit gaslighting yourself about men. And I was like, oh, it was about him. So cut to, I have a client and I'm like showing her all my boys. She goes, oh no, he's not good. And I was like, you know him? She's like, yeah, I met him. Like he was at the club with his friends and I was with my friends and they knew each other. And she said his name and I was like, yeah. And she goes, and she's like, yeah, he owes me money. And I was like, what? And she's like in her 40s mom and divorced, having midlife crisis, going to the club again. And I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, $400 for his tires. And I'm like, his Porsche? And she goes, yeah, I don't know how it's running. He can't afford it. And I was like, oh, he's not a pilot? And she goes, no, but I don't know what he does for money. And I was like, where's he from? And she's like, Egypt.
Oh, Olivia.
Not okay. Just the whole
So he was trying to do the reverse Uno on you. This is not
okay.
You have blown him up and I've posted him on everywhere.
So now I'm like, and I know my client just gives away her money as soon as she gets it. And she has no business giving it away. She doesn't have any. So I know this is true. And it matches up with the Are We Dating the Same Guy? And I'm just like, this is so sad. This is so sad. This is the saddest thing I've ever done. I want to say I don't get bamboozled so often, but this is a real takes the cake kind of shit. And so I was mad for a little bit. And I'm like, what am I going to confront him about?
Yeah.
He literally lied about everything. Like, what? Whatever.
You just not dates with him, whatever. Because you already got one date out of him? Oh, for sure. Next time he's forgetting his wallet. No.
Oh, for sure. So he's texted me a few times because he's seen me like on Tinder and I'll screenshot it and be like, oh, hottie. And I officially ghosted, which feels nice in this sense because.
Yeah, I ghosting because I would just be like, ooh, I met 2 of your ex-girlfriends and you are crazy.
Yeah, I can't. I just am like, I just am so irritated at myself. I can't even say anything to him. I'm like, for real. His name is not Italian. His hair, I've never seen an Italian with that texture of hair. Like, come on. So
We're
That's
gonna have to wake up a little
we're
bit.
gonna need a meeting about this. Yeah, so that's it. What is your mom moment and where is your puppy?
Hold on just a second. I gotta get my puppy. Do not have children until you are prepared to have one of these for every member of your family. People talk about religion, money. No, you need to talk about pets because if the dad or the mom, one person has to do it. Ow, I don't care who it is. You have to be able to say no. And if you can't say no to this,
Oh,
you're not ready to be a parent. So what you have to do is you have to go to the animal shelter once a week and you have to say, you're ugly. You don't deserve a home until
no.
you can say no to this face. You're ready to have children. Or you have to accept that there will be an animal for every member of your child. And that is my mom moment PSA today.
Baby crocodile.
Your question is if you could have any exotic animal as a pet, like not something you're really allowed to have, what would you get? And don't say a koala because they have herpes. I mean, gonorrhea or something. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, well, that's out. Here's the problem. I would want a pygmy elephant, and they don't make those. How
No,
cute!
that would be so adorable.
Stop it with his little trunk. Oh,
I know, it's just all over all the time. It's gonna be great.
yeah.
So why don't they make them?
That was probably not a good idea. I would want to say like a monkey, but that's part human. That's a bad idea for me.
It would trick me so much. It would be like, I'm locked in the cage again. Can you tell me?
Oh, it tricked me again. Shit. What's yours?
I want an octopus, is what I really want.
Oh.
They're considered exotic and you're not allowed to have them. But I saw this one thing where this man had one and he kept putting treats in it, trying to teach the thing how to open a jar and stuff, and it could.
Oh my God. There's a documentary about a guy who made friends with an octopus who would come back to see him in the ocean. Like, now are you gonna get like a house size aquarium for your octopus? Or are you gonna put him in a tiny little thing?
Oh no, he'd have to have a big one. He'd have to have a huge one. Yeah. Because I would teach him tricks and games. I mean, he would be busy.
He would be so busy. I love that. That is fun.
It would have to be big, for sure.
I like it. Well, from the south to the city.
Don't be shitty.